Hey, I was just thinking about unequally yoked relationships. You're the one I choose. I only want to be with you. Can you come on? Can you see that I won't waste your time? Something divine in you. Ooh. I'm feeling good today. Keep that same. Okay. Amen. Amen. You know what? Be grateful. And if you don't do nothing else, just live in consciousness. So of course, all these thoughts will flood my mind as I'm like about to go do something. But I just have to get this off my chest. People have expectations of men in relationships. And before we be like, oh, pick me, hear me out. I think, okay, I'll use this analogy for example. A lot of people like to say, oh, when I get in the vehicle, where am I going? Like, where are we going? I'm gonna have to go outside because this ain't working. Jeez, I can't come up there, y'all. It's only 3 degrees. Okay, so a lot of people want to talk about, oh, well, what's the destination? Where we going? And all this, that, and the third. And my perception is a little bit different because I've been married. Marriage has been more so of a business ordeal than a romantic one. It's always a good balance to have that, right? As long as you have the balance, as long as you have a little business, you know, that's such a well balanced thing. And it actually, for me, anyways, contributes more to the romantic side of me when I'm able to work well and be considered in choices with my man. I feel like, but yeah. Why not even know what kind of vehicle it is before you even consider stepping foot in the car? I mean, you could literally go to, a person and let's use this analogy again, but you could literally get ready to leave or go to a certain destination with someone or make plans with someone. And when you arrive or when you're about to take the next step, you get there, for instance, they're talking about we going here, we going there. But when you arrive, it's a bike. And then you're like, well, I thought you said you had a car. He said, no, I had means of transportation. I'm going to get us there. But in the meantime, put your ass on these handlebars. And what could you say to that? Had you asked, had you set boundaries, had you led with intention, you possibly could have considered if this person was worth you providing, I don't know, an extra seat for that bike, or saying, fuck it, I'm about to just get us a car. If you even wanted to take it to that level. And that's not to say that you have to settle or you have to limit yourself for love, but that's just to say that what are you willing to do? What are you willing to compromise? And that's the business aspect of being in a relationship with someone. Coming back into my own thing where it's like, now it's time, you gotta get, your books out, you have to budget, you have to figure out other means of income to support your family. This is a very I don't want to say it's a very masculine role, but it's just such a role of leadership. And I just wonder like how men handle that, because when you have a whole family on your back with the bills and everything like that, it's just kind of like hard to come to your wife and say, I need help, or, because you might feel like you're falling short as a man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about what you are presenting to someone. And that's why I'm very big and adamant on not allowing for people to come over my house while I'm in this moment. Because if you coming over and you saying, hey, let's kick it, and all this person has, and they look around and they see the way that you living, and this is the part where we have a hard time like facing ourselves. But when they look around, they see how the way you living, we have to just sit with ourselves and face ourselves in that aspect. What am I contributing to the lengths and the measures that I want for my life? And so, yeah, I'm sitting with that. We cannot be afraid to make something shake as women in these relationships and bring something to the table. But however, okay, we understand we are the table. But it's the way that you break it down, and understanding grace, and understanding that I'm not limited to this aspect over here. My God, this and that, but know the why. If you are equally yoked with someone, how well do y'all work together? And certain things kind of do need to be established prior to all the things, right? I just had all these thoughts in my mind, like, damn. As women, we think that it's the outfit. The younger that we are. We think that it's the outfit, it's the hair, it's the clothes, it's, the money, it's the things that the guys want and that, they are attracted to. And it's like the older that I get, y'all, the more that I realize men don't give a fuck about that. They do not care about that. I was just talking to someone the other day, like, I don't know why dude was with her because she looked like this or she dressed like that. She don't know how to. That woman brings something aside from her looks. And when she get dressed, she put herself together real nice. But outside of them looks, that man feels safe with her. And that's another thing too. Like, before you ask a man, where we going? What's the destination? Ask what type of vehicle. What type of vehicle is it? Because I promise you, you could set yourself up and really sit, and that's the vetting process, really sit with how you are going to be able to contribute to this type of vehicle. If it's a stick shift, do I know how to drive a stick? If this man is too tired, what skill sets can I bring to this relationship that would contribute and get us to our destination and beyond? Where he could rest, he could put his head down, he can be okay to just breathe and come back even stronger. So it's like, what type of vehicle? What type of vehicle? That's the vetting process. But do you have a plan, and what systems are you using? So speaking of systems, I'm over here next to these two books that I'm going to get into them today. I got a little busy day ahead, but I'm going to get into these today. And this is God Walk by Mark Buchanan. And it says, moving at the speed of your soul. Systems. And then y'all already know when I say systems, Atomic Habits. And I feel like whoever is going to be aligned with that journey and with that type of self-mastery, they're already going to bring their own thing that could be utilized. And that's another thing that we are afraid of in relationships, because we want to beat our chest and say we can do things on our own, and we really can't. Like, life is so much about community, unity, being together, acknowledging one another, just filling in each other's gaps, y'all. And so I don't know who this is for. Acknowledge yourself in the meantime, in the between time, okay? You have to acknowledge yourself and just try your best. Like, it's not meant for us to be condemning ourselves. Every time we feel like we have a sense of redirection, a sense of acknowledgement over our own faults, give it grace, give it time. It is God rerouting you. Because everything that is meant for you is already yours, but you have to be willing to go get it, put one foot in front of the other, and go get it, and stop distracting yourself. Things that other people can provide you with, because nobody is coming to save you. And you really out here on your own, and you really having to deal and manage with things on your own. But you have to be willing to support yourself so you can support other people, so those same people can support you. One thing about me, I am not afraid to get my feelings hurt or my little heart broken, baby, because it's all flesh. It's all flesh, and I know that rejection was something that was meant and utilized. It was a tool. If somebody think that they about to hurt my feelings or you was used as a tool. Thank you, and God bless.
Here are 4 ways to know if you are unequally yoked in a Christian relationship.
Yeah. Most of us know 2 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 14, which says, do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers.
But we also want to make the point that it's also possible to be unequally yoked with another believer, not just someone who's an unbeliever.
Number 1 way to know if you're unequally yoked in your relationship is core beliefs.
Core beliefs are things that are the basis of who you are. Oftentimes, our values are things that we build our lives off of. If you're in a relationship where someone is challenging those beliefs in a negative way, or causes you to question those beliefs, or even pushes you away from the things that you believe in, that's a really important thing to be aware of.
And core beliefs is more than just the faith or religion that you may have. How do you view the world? What are your values that you hold that make you the person that you are today?
Number 2 is the fruits of the Spirit.
Anybody can say that they're a Christian. Even anybody can say the sinner's prayer and their spirit can be saved. But has their soul been sanctified?
Galatians 5 talks about the fruits of the Spirit. Some of the main things that you can look for in a person that identify the fruits of the Spirit are what it says: love, joy, peace, patience, those kinds of things. If you're finding that the person you're with is easily irritable, gets angry, is never patient, or even in situations where maybe somebody isn't patient but they're aware of it, that's a sign of growth. Yeah. And so if somebody isn't patient but doesn't seem to recognize that, that's something that you want to look for.
Number 3, and this one is very important, having different visions for your life. If you know that you have a strong call of God on your life, you know that the Lord has given you a vision that's going to impact others and advance His kingdom, but the person you're in relationship with doesn't have the same ambition or drive towards life, they're not trying to grow and develop themselves personally every day, that is something to take into account.
Especially if you yourself are driven and somebody just wants to stay where they are at in life, you guys are going to drift apart. And so it's a good thing to be aware of that. And number 4 is discouragement. And what we mean by discouragement is not just a general sense of putting you down, but especially in situations where it comes to what you are doing in obedience to the Lord.
The convictions that you have, the commitments that you have made to the Lord, if those things irritate the other person, or if the other person just outright does not respect those values and commitments that you have, then you are unequally yoked with that person.